Hi, welcome back to Homeschool. And today we're going to be learning about
Your curriculum.
Our curriculum.
So this is what we're going to use for history. This is called Story of the World, and it's meant to be a read aloud book. There are 4 volumes in this curriculum. We're going to start with volume 1, Ancient Times. And what I liked most about it was the chronological order and the fact that it turns history truly into a story. I think that as I read through some of this, it was so much more interesting and it engaged me a lot more than any book that kind of just forced me to memorize dates, places, and names. An optional, I guess, thing you could get with it was the activity book. I went ahead and got it because I do have young children, and it has craft and art projects, additional reading suggestions, so you can go to the library and get some of those, map work and coloring pages, and that's for each chapter. So in the back, you can see some of the maps, coloring pages. They can make little paper dolls and masks. And so if you have a hard time thinking of this stuff yourself, I think that's what's so nice about this book is you don't have to overthink it. It's kind of done for you already. And then for civics, I got a group of books. I am gonna start with If You Were There When They Signed the Constitution. I got this one because it talks about the people and places involved in the Constitution, and it sets it up as like a question and answer. So we can do 1 or 2 of these each time we're working on civics. So we're gonna do that, and once we get through that, we're gonna go on to the Bill of Rights. Now this book does not have great illustrations, I'll admit, everything's in white and blue, but it is written really well for children. And some of it will overlap some of the stuff found in here, but that'll be good because it'll be a review. And then in the back, it actually goes into the actual amendments and what they mean and gives kind of real life examples of them. And then we have Woodrow for President. This is a really cute, just charming book about the process to become and vote for president. And it talks about political parties, national convention, debates, and then in the end, it actually has a few notes that you can talk about more with your children. But then the cutest part I thought was that it has a contract to vote. And then we have Oh Say Can You See. I wish I would have gotten this book in hardback. I may actually go back and do it because it is wonderful. It talks about America's symbols, landmarks, holidays, and inspiring words. Just enough to give it meaning without being super over their heads. So this is gonna be my civics curriculum. I think that this is just enough. It'll hold their interest and get them started with a strong foundation on what it means to be American. This is the good and the beautiful. This is the curriculum I'm most excited for because it is a subject area both of my children are really, they just love it, they thrive in it. And so this curriculum is set up in levels. And the levels do not necessarily correspond with the grade level of the child. So on their website, you need to go on it and take the test and see what level it recommends for them. And the way that it incorporates multiple subjects into one makes it really important that you start your kid with the right level for them. So I'll just go ahead and open this up. Now you can download this or you can get it printed off. And for me, it was cheaper actually to buy the curriculum printed, so that's what I did. So this is the level 3. I will be using it with Everly. She will be a 3rd grader. The literature that she recommends and uses is very wholesome. It's very inspiring, and it's paced differently than some of today's children's literature. It'll talk to you about items that are needed, the readers that come with the curriculum, which are these right here. So there's 2 volumes of readers for this one, and it's got books, poems, and other things that they can spend time reading at the beginning of each lesson or end of each lesson. Also, the challenging words flashcards. So it came with a ton of these. And each lesson every day is set up to take anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And that might sound a little long but for homeschoolers, but the reason why is because it is incorporating so much into one book. And you're gonna see kind of what I mean. So you've got some artwork in here, beautiful. It's got geography, I forgot to even mention that, as it gets further down into the higher levels. The lessons walk you through it. It'll tell you exactly what to do, what to say, what to have your child do, and it's got check boxes so you can keep your progress going. So this actually came when I purchased it with a free handwriting course, and they are going to work on their handwriting. For Everly's level, it will start her into cursive, which they learned a little bit when they were younger because they did attend Montessori, so they actually start with cursive there. But they will practice their handwriting some along with everything in this book. Course companion, this comes with this one, and it's got poems you can memorize, spelling list for them to master. Once they master them, they get to color the picture beside it, and some other suggestions for the parent, as well as this book, A Penny's Worth of Character, which the course focuses on and talks about. And then it also came with the difficult words, challenging words. And then I think that's all that came with level 3. All right, here we are with level 1. And this has a reader as well. This one is designed to be read through twice. And it's got a larger text to it, more pictures, a little bit more color. The kids are going to eat it up. Then the course book for this one, it came, well, I'll do the course book first. So the course book for this one is very similar to the one you just saw. It's got sight words, phonograms, poetry, artwork. Again, I just love it. I absolutely love it. So I think the beauty of this curriculum is that the children really seem to grasp onto it, and it fills a lot of gaps for them, and it relates spelling and writing and reading. It relates it all so much more in a holistic way. So that's his course book and his reader. And then it did come with a ton of phonics cards, a ton. And these are just really great. And they're numbered. It'll tell you in the lessons which phonics cards to kind of go over and how to use these. You guys want me to do a video once I start getting into lessons with this to show you how to do a full lesson in Good and the Beautiful? Because I'd be happy to do that if it's something you want to see. And then it also came with these mini books. You do cut these out and staple them. Beckett was excited about this one. A whole set of mini books that uses some of the challenge words that they're gonna have as they go. You know, those words that don't follow the rules necessarily. So that is Beckett's language arts curriculum. For Beckett, I decided to do Math 1 through Bob Jones University, BJU Press, distance learning. So he's gonna have this workbook, and he's gonna have handouts, and he's gonna have manipulatives. He made this box to hold all his manipulatives. The best part about Beckett's math curriculum is that he is actually going to be taught by a real teacher through the video learning for BJU Press. So there's a video they watch every day that lasts about 20 to 30 minutes, and then there's sometimes handouts that they do along with her during the video. They use their manipulatives during the video, and then they also have some workbook time that corresponds with the lesson they were just taught. For him, this is what I needed and he needed. I wanted math for both of my children to be something that did not have gaps in it. And for me, math has a lot of gaps. I did not learn it well, and because I did not learn some of the basic stuff well, as I became older and older, it got harder for me to do. Everly's math curriculum is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be Teaching Textbooks is the name of it, and it starts with Math 3. And the way that it is set up is you can do your lessons every day with a teacher speaking about what you're learning. You can change your little avatar. So for any of you guys that have gamers, you know they'll love that. And you can change the wallpaper background as well. And I think they'll like having a little bit of control over that stuff. When you click the lesson, it'll load the lecture for that lesson, and then the practicing, and then problems.
Lesson 53, what is multiplication? Take a look at this picture of boxes of chocolates. It turns out that each of these boxes has...
But after the lecture, it's got practice problems. You're allowed to turn hints on or off for these. And then it's got the actual problems. And this is a curriculum that has tests, and there's a grade book parents can access as well. Everly's not huge on math, but when I showed her this, she was like giddy about it. Last up would be our science curriculum, and I will be using this for both Everly and Beckett. This is the Good and the Beautiful's unit studies. They are meant to be able to be taught for all the younger ages, K through 6 together. So thrilled about that they don't have to do separate things. And we are going to start with the human body. Her unit studies come like this. They do not come in a binder or anything like that. And so I put this in the binder. You can see that for each lesson, it tells you what to read to the kids, what to do with them, an activity, what to put on your science wall, what to do for your science journal. And then it's got a lesson extension for older kids. Okay. And the read alouds that go with it are why I sneeze, shiver, hiccup, and yawn, what happens to a hamburger, which will crack them up, and germs make me sick. So yeah, that's the human body. After we finish human body, we're going to go into arthropods, because it will be hopefully warming up by this point. If it's not, I may actually order another unit study of hers and do 1 or 2 other units before we even get to this one, just depending on the pace of the kids and how often they want to do science. But this is really gonna be probably their favorite. And I wanted it to be a time, I haven't gotten it out yet as you can see, but I wanted it to be a time of year where there were actual bugs to study. Plus we have a bearded dragon that eats bugs, so they're gonna be fascinated by this. So that's what we are gonna be doing for science.